Hi. In the last couple of videos, we talked about the recruitment process from the beginning, from thinking about what your company looks like in order to attract people, to the process of putting together the personnel specification and the job profile. All these can now be used to actually recruit the right people for your job, for your company, for your charity. Now, in the book, there's a whole chapter based on that recruitment, how to produce your advertisements, how to use the tools through which you can score the applicants when they apply to you, how you can go through the interviewing. Now, all that is covered. So what I want to do very briefly in this short video is talk about some of the things about the interviewing, because for many people, they've not really interviewed before. And so how do we get it so that we ask the right kinds of questions and we encourage the right answers? Now, I've been involved in a lot of interviews in my time from both sides of the table, and some of them have been absolutely horrendous. I've been interviewed by people that are absolutely awful, because there's something that we've all got to be aware of, and that's body language. So if you are interviewing and you are suddenly looking at something else, someone's talking, and you're not showing a lot of interest in what they're saying, that starts putting them off. That starts making it difficult for them to answer all subsequent questions. If you are sat like that, what is that telling the person that you're interviewing? It's telling them that, again, you're not really that interested, and you're waiting for the end of this. You wanted to get it finished and over and done with. And you might be doing this with the best possible candidate that you could ever have, and yet you are making it difficult for them. Because sometimes when we start an interview, it begins with what we in the business term as the horns and halo effect. Minds are often made up within moments of someone walking through the door, whether you like them or whether you don't. You could already be biased one way or the other because of what you've read in the application or the CV. Something of some person could come across as arrogant. Same thing by a second person comes off as being assertive and confident. You've got to be aware of these things. You've got to be aware of our own human failings when we do these interviews. So I'll try and cover things like interview techniques and skills and body language and so on. So when you're listening to someone and you lean into them and you listen and you follow something of their body language as they're talking to you, then that shows that you're interested in them. If someone has not answered the question exactly as you want, you don't have to interrupt, but you can ask them to elaborate on what they've said. Remember, nervousness comes into it on both sides of that table when you're interviewing. You've never met this person before, they've never met you before, they want to impress you, you need to impress them. So we come to a situation where you're the one that's more in control. Watch out for things like people waffling. Sometimes the worst person to appoint is a person that works best in an interview. They know how to sell themselves. They know how to get to you. They know how to watch your body language and follow that. They're good at saying the right things. And then when they go away, you've scored them highly, but you can't remember what they've said of any substance. 2 months into a contract with them, you're thinking, how did we get here with this person? We've got the wrong person by far. This happens all the time. The amount of times I've seen the wrong person get appointed because they've done well in an interview, it's beyond count. So let's be clear about these things. I do cover these things in this chapter, but the body language, the interviewing, listening skills, important. Most important thing I think about an interview, how you listen. Okay, so we'll be continuing to do these videos, but that's it on recruitment and selection. Hope you buy the book and hope you get something from it in terms of the practical tips in making the interview, the recruitment selection process work for you. Thank you. Bye.